So let's begin to style this out. Let me place this to the right, and then let me place this to the left, right there. And then let's go inside our h1. Let's give the class name, and I'm going to say text-3xl and font-bold, font-bold. And then let me just grab these two, place them inside an article with a class of space-y-4, like so. And then let's also say text-center, center. And then for the paragraph, I'm going to give it a class name here of text-muted foreground, so that it's a bit grayed out. And then I'm going to say text small and leading 6. And then on large screens, we're going to say text-large. And then on large screens, we're going to say leading, on large screens, we're going to say leading-7 to increase the line height. And then on this div that has the buttons, we're going to give them a class name here. And we'll say flex, item center, justify center, flex, wrap, and gap of 4 all round to separate them out. And then save them, and then let's see what we have on the screen. Once it reloads, we have that. Okay. And then on this div, let's give it a margin top of 8 to push it away from the text right there. And then what I want to do is style out these buttons just a bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the second button a variant here of secondary, which is going to make it white in color, like so. And then on the first button here, I'm going to give it a variant of default, but then I'm going to give it a class name here of border and border neutral -800, so that it has a slight border right there. And then let's do a hover here. So hover, and I'm going to say opacity -75 and then transition. So when you hover over that button, it's going to have a slight, just a slight transition for the opacity right there. Now, once we do that, then if I click on the login link, it's going to take me into the custom login page, but we don't have our application yet. Oh wait, we do, right? Yes, we do have our application yet already. Okay, so you can see right here that it takes me into this default login page, but you can create your own custom pages if you just take a look at the kind authentication docs. But what I'm going to do is, if I try to create an account here with my email, it should not create an account, or at least it should. I hope it doesn't. But sometimes what kind does is that if you don't have an account already, what it does is that it's going to create an account for you and then send you a login link so that you can log in using that particular code. So let's go ahead and just try it out. And you can see right there that when I log into my email, then, or rather when I give my email right there, it sends me a link, right? Or rather a code, whatever. I keep on saying link. So it sends me a code right here. So let me just go ahead and get it. And so the code is right here. So copy and then paste it back inside here. And what should happen is, yeah, we should get a 404 page, because in our application, we don't have this page yet. But you can see that our login is already working. And that is the same as for the sign up page as well. So if we were to click sign up instead, then it would still take us into the correct link. Now, I think the reason why it just allows me to log in without having to create an account, it's probably going to ask you to create an account. But if you have in your organizations, if you log in with the email that you have in your organization, I think it just allows you to log in directly. But if I go into view details here into my application, I don't know whether I can check the users, but let me see. Authentication, no. Tokens, APIs. Anyway, where do you check the users? The users should be right here. So you can see I have 2 users already inside here, and this is just for the testing that I was doing. So this is for the testing, but you can see that we have 2 users. So I used one of these emails to log in into application right now. That's why it did not ask me to create an account, but it's probably going to ask you if you have an account already, or if you don't have an account. But kind is just like that. If you don't have an account, it automatically creates an account for you. Now let's jump back inside here, and then let's begin to create our application page. And actually, before we do that, we need to go ahead and create a particular file, and the file is going to be called the Auth provider. So inside our app folder, we're going to create a new file that is called Auth provider.js, and if you're using TypeScript, it is called Auth provider.ts. Now inside here, we're going to mark this file as use client, and then what we're going to do is we're going to import kind provider from kind OSS kind, and we're going to do the following. We're going to say export const auth provider, and the auth provider is going to take in the children like so, and then inside here it's going to be an arrow function where we're going to be returning the kind provider, and the kind provider is going to be wrapping the children. So now what this does is that it automatically refreshes the kind sessions that you have, so that you don't have to keep on logging in every single time that you want to do a demo. So this is very important that you have it. And the way we use it is we're going to jump into our layout, and we're going to wrap our entire application into the auth provider that we have just created, like so, and make sure that you import it from /auth provider. And the naming that I'm using here, as in I'm not using the camel case or the capitals. That is just a preference of mine. Sometimes you can call this auth provider with capital A and capital P, but that is all up to you. I like using these small letters. Now save that, and perhaps you can even change the titles, but I'm going to leave that up to you.